podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry if I sound sick or anything. I'm recently just getting allergies out of nowhere. Welcome to our prediction show for BattleGround. A pay-per-view that I can honestly say I'm not excited for, but some people could be. I'm joined by Kyle Lepore and Andrew Bass. I'm just letting everyone know, I actually read something earlier from PW Slam, if I'm not mistaken, saying that even though there's been a lot of false reports that Bayley will be Sasha Banks' partner tonight.
You're damn right. She better be, dude. There's nobody else that could fill that spot like she can. No one.
Anybody else, and it'll be a big letdown.
Oh, come on, guys. I want to see Naomi fucking dactyls,
Oh, yeah, everyone
man.
wants to see Naomi. Yeah, dude. She's come up with her fucking dactyl shit, dude. Did you know? Oh, my God, I couldn't even imagine that. But, yeah, I mean, like I said yesterday, and even Andrew said, too, it's that if they don't have Bayley, it will be like a Royal Rumble situation where you have Dana Bryan get eliminated and everybody hated Roman. And it's going to be that same thing if Bayley does not come out. It is going to happen. So I'm thanking the heavens.
That needs to be the first night. That needs to be the first match.
The very first match. Start off strong.
Let's see what happens.
No, instead we got Breezango, dude.
We also got the highlight reel.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that. I want to see that.
That's not even on the kickoff show. That's during the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what, my opinion.
Well, I'm glad to see Randy Orton back.
Hey, man. Breathe it in, guys.
Breathe in, the gift of Jericho.
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. You watch, man. I wish Randy could do the punt again. Do you remember those days, man, where he punted people? Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
And then he went
to that dark and terrible place.
Yes, that is the Randy I want. We're not gonna get that because he's got to be a goddamn face against Lesnar.
I mean,
how do you know he's gonna be a face? How do you know he might not turn heel against Lesnar?
Okay,
if there is a
Randy Orton's going to
Lesnar
win the WWE Championship tonight.
He's not face or heel, but Lesnar's more heel than a face. You can't have Randy come back as a heel. It would make no sense because Lesnar, he does whatever the hell he wants. He's just a mercenary. He's not really face. He's not really heel, but he's more heel if anything. I would love to see Randy come back as a heel. He sucks as a face as much as I love Randy.
We also have to take into consideration we also have new draftees like Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, and Carmella that could be called up from Sasha Banks, even though you guys aren't talking about that.
True. Well, yeah,
the only person that might be caught up is Carmella because she's the only face out of that triad of new NXT talent.
I couldn't see any of those girls coming out and being Sasha's partner. Like I said, the only person that can really fill it perfectly is Bayley. I mean, they could throw in, like you said, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, hell, Nia Jax, just as like a new NXT person, bring them up, and here you go, they're in the spotlight.
Well, look, guys, everyone listening, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Kyle. Before we get into the predictions, there's one simple task. It's actually free, no charge. I don't need anything. Just to support us, hit that subscribe button. We're one away from 30. I didn't even realize it. Last time I looked, we were at 26. Now we're at 29. So,
that's great.
I mean,
hit that button.
Just a couple, just like a couple days ago too. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, it's free. Also hit that like button. And also, if you dislike it, you're helping us just as much. So dislike that also if you don't like it. I didn't know that.
Don't do that.
Did you? No. Did you? I didn't know that. And I've been watching YouTube, and I've understood YouTube for a very, very long time. I did not know that if you get dislikes, are just as good as a like on a video.
Because means somebody viewed your content.
Yeah.
I feel like that one guy that won't go into technology. I did not know that. But hey, let's get into the predictions. Obviously, kickoff show as of right now, it looks like there's only one match, so. Usos versus Breezango. No story behind it. Just go for it.
Just throw it in. We need two tag teams. Throw them in a match. There you go. Boom.
What you guys think?
I'll just throw a shot. I'll just throw like a shot in the dark and say Breezango because they're kind of a newer tag team. They could use some momentum. I'll say they're gonna win it. I guess it's really anybody could win. Honestly.
I agree with you. I think Randy Orton's going to put an RKO out of nowhere, win the match.
Maybe. I mean, what if we saw like some NXT talent, like somebody like Finn Balor, say, come in and just beat all of them up, beat like everybody up, be like, hey, look at me, I'm a badass dude. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. It's possible, maybe.
Right. Yeah. I just had my sister call me, and I answered. I was just like, oh.
I don't know. It's really just a toss match. You could really predict whatever's going to happen. There's no real like idea of what you think is going to happen. It can go either way, really.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: how do you guys think tonight will end up? I wanted to ask this before we get even into more of the predictions. Do you guys think that tonight will be a disappointment, or is tonight a good show?
I think tonight has the potential to be a good show. Like, I feel like before the draft, the show was kind of eh. It didn't really have as much meaning because we knew that these superstars are going to be split up and that the rivalries wouldn't really mean anything. But like after the draft, especially with the U.S. Intercontinental titles, I feel like in a way the draft has made it somewhat of an important match going into it because we don't know which title is going to go to which brand. It's kind of like we're hanging over the edge of our seat for that, and it's been a long time since we had any excitement in the match. And it's not the match itself we're excited for; we're more exactly excited for where the title is going to end up.
I still think this pay-per-view is going to be a.
But you're not ready for Roman Reigns and his redemption story?
Oh my God! Shut up, please. I mean, no. This is a good amount of matches that we could look at and be like, okay, we're gonna see a great match. Like Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens. That's gonna be great, like always. John Cena and Styles, seeing them in a match. Plus, Enzo and Cass is cool. They're gonna have a great match.
I don't think that's gonna be all that great.
I don't know.
I'll give into my thoughts on that later whenever we actually go over. But
all I know is whenever I do a prediction show with you guys, I go really bad with my statistics.
Hey, don't worry, dude. When Chris came in for his, a show that he hasn't done, he did a show with the Royal Rumble. I got just about every single one of them right, and that's how everything went. He comes in for WrestleMania, Kyle, and I think, we got everything wrong. He out of a ladder match at WrestleMania, he says, "I think Zack Ryder can win it," and Zack Ryder fucking wins it. Like what?
And then loses the title next day. But that's not the point.
I remember driving in the car because we were late to Mania. Don't ask me. That's a whole nother story. And Kyle lets us know, and he says, "I fucking told you." Yeah! And I'm like, dude,
that's the dumbest thing ever.
You made the dumbest prediction ever, and you got it right. But look, guys, also in the chat, let us know who you think will win the match. We want to hear your predictions just as well. We can debate with you guys if you're wanting that. Let's get into the actual card itself. The highlight reel. Who wins, Randy Orton or the highlight? Or the TV? I know, I'm joking. Becky Lynch or Natalya? Obviously,
or Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
Hang on. Yeah, I saw that. That was such a mix-up. Obviously, the story of being Natalya turning heel and basically blindsiding Becky at every chance she gets. The story is basically Natalya's like, I'm tired of Becky because we never win with her, and it's her fault. So, fuck her. I'm gonna beat her ass.
That's what she sounds like? Cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. Exclusive. Oh, okay. Natalya's actually sitting right next to me.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
No, but this is basically what this feud is. It's like we lost, and I'm really pissed.
Yeah.
So, Becky Lynch, I think will win this if Natalya wins. This is a toss-up because Natalya hasn't won in a pay-per-view in a while. And she's been in every pay-per-view since WrestleMania.
How many has Becky won? At the same time, Becky hasn't won shit either, pretty much, right? I don't remember the last time she won, especially the pay-per-view.
I don't know. She made a great point at the San Diego Comic-Con that's happening this past weekend, and right now she's saying that she wants to see more women's storylines, which I agree. We've made this debate a lot, is we don't get to see a lot of women's storylines when it comes to pay-per-views. It's only the title, and that's it. I think going with Natalya and Becky Lynch is in the wrong direction because, I'm sorry, I think the entire Hart family is a bad heel. Brett wasn't that good of a heel. Owen was an okay heel. But Brett was not a good heel. Well, first off, Brett didn't want to be a heel.
No.
He's like, I'll be a heel in America, but not in Canada.
Well, he was the king in Canada. He was so well worshipped over there. It was hard for him to be heel in that arena.
Well, he also refused change. He didn't want change. Which, changes, you're getting your ass kicked by WCW, and this is, the only thing that they can do is change, and he wouldn't allow. That's just a whole nother story because I think Bret Hart has a hothead right now. I mean, right now he's pissed off at WWE 2K because Triple H has a higher rating than him, and he straight up said Triple H couldn't lace up my boots.
Oh my god, dude. Just stop, Brett. What are you doing?
I mean, I'm a Bret Hart fan, but goddamn.
No, of course, yeah.
But yeah, Natalia, Becky Lynch.
I'm gonna say
your 2 thoughts if you want it.
Breezango for the kickoff.
You didn't give your opinion on that?
I did. I'm gonna say Breezango, and I'm gonna say Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. All right.
We'll go with Becky.
Kyle.
I mean, I want to say Becky Lynch because really, if you look in this feud, besides what happened on this past SmackDown, I believe, it's that Becky's really been getting her ass kicked nonstop. So I think they're going to finally give Becky the win here. She's going to come out on top. It's going to be like, yeah, woo! Nobody cares. Go on.
Yeah, I think Randy Orton's going to come in and RKO Natalia. No, I'm going to stop.
Every match, just RKO City.
I think, man, this was hard because neither of them have had a hot streak. I think if we're going to play it by how they've been doing everything on TV, I think Becky Lynch will come out and win this because she's been getting her ass kicked night in and night out. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say getting her ass kicked. She's been getting blindsided, and that's just how that's been going. But I think Becky Lynch will win this. I don't think it'll put her back in the title picture at all. I just think it's, something to get past because she gets bullied all the time, and she can never beat her bully. So, I don't know. I guess you could say an underdog story for the kids. United States Championship, Rusev versus Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder's looking to become a 2-time U.S. champion, and Rusev is looking to keep the championship on Raw and basically continue to dominate like he has since he's gained the title at, what was it, Extreme Rules? Payback? One of those two? So, personally, I think the better move would to be keeping the title on Rusev because especially if you're wanting to keep him as the strong competitor that he is. But then again, Zach, SmackDown once again only has 2 titles as of right now. Only has 2 titles, so it's a toss up with me. Obviously, the fan of me is like, oh, Zack Ryder, I want him to win. That's he's king of Staten Island or whatever he calls himself, and I'm going like I don't know why I said
Long
that.
Island.
Long Island.
The Long Island iced tea.
Man, there's so many islands. You got Staten Island.
What?
Long Island.
Yeah, Staten Island, Long Island. Oh, there's so many. Dude.
I honestly feel like these 2 matches with the Intercontinental Championship and U.S. Championship are the hardest to predict because they have the most riding on them. I mean, well, the WWE Championship does as well, but when you look at these 2 titles, if who I think will win, because of course before the show my prediction was Rusev and Darren Young. Seeing as we don't want to kill Darren Young's momentum, and
great.
You got to keep him great again. But if that's the thing that happens, you're going to have offsetting brands. You're going to have Rusev losing the title to a SmackDown guy, and you're going to have a SmackDown guy giving up the title to Raw, so it'll offset perfectly. But if we don't have that, perfect alignment, we can have 2 titles on the same show, which we don't want, especially if it favors Raw.
Yeah, if they're gonna keep it, if they're gonna, and I'm sorry, I'm typing at the same time, and I can't multitask to save my life. My ADD goes crazy. If they're going to do what it seems like they're going to be doing, which is basically have, 1 title and then basically whoever has that title has bragging rights, I'm guessing. Because it sort of seemed like they were doing that for the draft, Daniel Bryan said, man, I don't want to do this, but we're going to draft The Miz because we need the title.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So if they do that and they continue to do that, then wouldn't it be interesting to have at one point one show have all the titles? And be
that
like
would
a
be
dominant show? But
Yes,
but
but
then
I
again,
feel like that
but
would kill SmackDown if it were Raw. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get what you're saying. But then again, it also defeats the purpose of having a draft because you would have Raw versus SmackDown happening 24/7. You know.
Right.
Um, Personally, as of right now, what really matters is where the WWE title will be. And if that title is on SmackDown, then that means SmackDown is a superior show. And if it's on Raw, then that means Raw is a superior show. Obviously, the odds are against SmackDown because there's two Raw members versus one SmackDown member. SmackDown member being Dean Ambrose, and the other two being Raw, which is Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Um, I don't know. It was just an interesting thought. If you were to ask me right now who I think will win this, I think 3 hours is obviously a very long time for a wrestling show, so I think Rusev will continue, and I think he'll continue to dominate. I don't know how long this will happen, but I think we're going to see it for a while. Rusev dominate the United States Championship, and basically, have Lana come out and go 50-50 with her accent and put your hand on your hearts for your United States champion.
Champion, yes, you're champion.
True American hero. So I think Rusev will win this match as much as I want Zack Ryder to win. Again, this is like Fastlane, very predictable pay-per-view, but we could be very wrong. We could get everything wrong. Zack Ryder could win this, but yeah, I think Rusev will win this.
But what about for the IC title though? Because of what happens there.
We haven't gotten to the IC title yet.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Because in my
okay,
opinion,
with the IC title,
yeah,
you're pushing Darren Young obviously because his first TV appearance, he's the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. If we're going to continue the push, then it only makes sense to have Darren Young win. But if he loses, then Maurice has to get involved. No, Maurice has to get involved for a loss to make people get behind him a bit more as oh, that's bullshit. The Miz shouldn't have, Young had him, but, Maurice did this stupid shit, like that.
Well, I definitely see that being a factor in all of Miz's matches. Maurice will always get involved somehow. But the question is, how will Bob Backlund come into play?
I mean,
because he's there too.
You're absolutely right. And I was going to say, but then again, you have Backlund there who could stop her, but there's no telling. But again, if they're going to continue to push Darren Young, then this is a match that he has to win. But if he doesn't, then Maurice has to be involved in the loss.
And keep in mind that both of these matches between, Rusev and Zack Ryder and, Darren Young and The Miz is the last time we're going to see this. This is a one-shot deal. They're not going to get a rematch.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, is that there's no rematch clause for if they lose their titles.
Yeah. So let's get back to the U.S. title. What do you guys predict? What do you guys think? And then we can get to predictions on that.
I think Andrew said Rusev, right? You said Rusev was going to win it?
Yeah, my heart wants Zack Ryder, but I think that they're going to go with Rusev.
All right. Man, Blake, my inner Chris is talking to me, man, and I'm going to go with Zack Ryder. I'm going to pick it because he pulled it out of Mania. I'm going to be like, you know what? He's the long shot here. I'm going to give it to Ryder on this one.
It's the year of the Ryder, right?
Apparently it is. Dude, I mean, if he could pull it out once, I'm going to say maybe Lightning can strike twice, and he's going to win this and take the title with him to, what is it, SmackDown?
Yeah,
SmackDown.
It SmackDown. He's going to take with him to SmackDown, I'm going to say.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? For the Intercontinental title, is there anything you guys want to add to what I said? I mean, in my opinion, there's not a lot to say anymore with it.
Yeah, I honestly think that we're going to get this wrong. I think we're all going to be wrong. No matter what we do, I don't think we're going to get both of these matches right.
Yeah, because anyone's going to come out.
Toss-up.
It's so hard to predict these.
It really is to predict these matches. It is very hard, but like I do with everyone, I don't look at it as who do I want to win. I look at it from a logical standpoint. With it, if it went by who I wanted to win, I would have predicted AJ Styles every single time he went up for that title.
Right.
But obviously, the logical thing is they weren't going to give him the title. Or Roman Reigns the title, to just lose it at Payback in Extreme Rules. So, I think, The Miz has had it since the night after WrestleMania. Again, you're pushing Darren Young. And like you've said many times, Andrew, if you have Darren Young lose this match, it's going to kill his momentum. And it could possibly ruin people getting behind him. Because there is a sort of a following behind him right now. We'll see tonight because this will be the first time he's in front of a smart crowd. So I think, my prediction is, you need to go with Darren Young, but we could be very wrong.
Absolutely.
What do you guys think?
Darren Young. And, the only reason why I say that is because I really feel like with the direction that they're taking with Darren Young that he has to win. And not only does he have to win, he has the most opportunity to win out of the other opponents that The Miz has had. And that's because he has Bob Backlund in his corner, and that is big when it comes to going into that battle with Maurice at Miz's side, because now we got that equalizer going. Or at least we feel like there could be that equalizer going into the matchup, which we haven't seen up until this point.
Right. What about you, Kyle?
Right
What's
here,
your
what?
prediction, man?
My personal opinion is I hate The Miz. I want to lose the title. I don't even want him to be here anymore. But my professional opinion is, I agree with you guys. Darren Young needs momentum kind of thing. He's just starting. They got to keep making Darren Young great again. And what better way to do it than to give him the title here? I think it's been long enough. He's been working, getting that build up. And this is his time, I think, to get the title and have a run with it on Raw. I think he'll do great things. I really do. I had doubts about him in the Battle Royal, but I'm starting to see. He's starting to grow on me, man. I think he could actually do well with the title.
Like I said, we cannot set him up for failure, or we're going to see nothing but the negatives.
But
right. And he'll be a better champion than The Miz anyway. So
keep in mind that with our predictions, what we would be predicting is that both titles will be on Raw.
No, Darren Young's. Yeah, you're right.
Because Darren Young is Raw,
right.
and
you're
right.
So we're gonna
Rusev
get one
is
of these
Raw.
We are
the only person. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't win. I think the only person that can win out of this is Kyle, who said that Zack Ryder might pull out.
He could, because Ryder's been getting his ass beat on TV by everyone, including Rusev.
Yeah.
With Rusev, Rusev's been whipping his ass, so there is a good chance. And man, I'm really uncensored today.
Right.
It could be because I didn't literally. I woke up this morning with the worst heartburn ever.
Oh,
I just could not fall back asleep. Actually, I took a nap while I was watching the DB Cooper case closed thing. It was actually really good.
DB Cooper.
Yeah, DB Cooper. Next, we have Sasha Banks and her mystery partner versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Honestly, this match depends on who the partner is. If it's Bayley, you need that win. And again, I've said this for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I'll say it again. The way you need to do this, if this is Bayley, you have Bayley come out. Obviously, I think this is a must-win. That way Bayley can come in and say, I did help you get this number one contender spot, so maybe I deserve this number one contender spot now. Something like that. Have her come into BattleGround, help Sasha. Do not have her go on Raw or SmackDown at all. Stay in NXT. It was just a call up for help. And then after SummerSlam, because again, I said this during the draft, if Bayley was to get drafted, it would make SummerSlam or TakeOver Brooklyn 2 way too predictable. So what I'm saying is you wait till after TakeOver, wait after SummerSlam for Sasha to win the title, because I think that's when she will win the title, to turn around at the Monday Night Raw after to have her show up and say, hey, I helped you out, give me number one contendership. And then you have the Sasha and Bayley rivalry started. But that's just me. It's obviously how I would book it. Will they book it like that? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So again, depends on the partner. If it is Naomi, like it's said to be, I could easily see Charlotte and Dana Brooke winning this, because Charlotte and Dana Brooke have been getting the shorter end of the stick on Monday Night Raws and Tuesdays. When it comes to Sasha Banks, Sasha has been dominating Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Well, everyone's been destroying Dana Brooke. But that's just my opinion. But if it is Bayley, it's Sasha Banks. So I'm giving a 50-50 vote here, okay? Or a prediction here. If it's with Bayley, Sasha Banks will win this match, or they have to win this match. So yes, they will win this match. But if it's not Sasha Banks, it's someone like Naomi or Alexa Bliss, then Charlotte and Dana Brooke will win.
Okay. I can understand that.
Your turn.
I think the important thing to keep into consideration is that Sasha Banks needs to win this match
Yeah, that's her
to
first
keep her.
It'll be her first pay-per-view since WrestleMania.
Since first pay-per-view since WrestleMania, she needs to win this in order to get into that title picture. Like, not we already know that she's in the title picture, but I mean in order to legitimize her claim to the title and get Charlotte to finally give her that championship, so she has to win, regardless of the partner.
Right, that's why I think what's going to end up happening is that no matter who Sasha's partner is, I think the match is going to end with Sasha pinning Charlotte so she can legitimize her case, being like the number one contender for the title. Because her doing that, I mean, under like logistics kind of thing of what should happen, if you pin a champion, you should get a title shot, right? Yes, they don't follow that almost like at all, pretty much. But I think this time they're going to do that. They're going to have Sasha, no matter who her partner is, whether it's Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, I don't care who it is. It's that we're going to see Sasha at the end of the match pin Charlotte. She's basically going to be number one contender after that. They're going to have their feud going on to SummerSlam, that kind of thing. I do
Honestly,
predict, though, her partner's going to be Bayley, though. I'm definitely still going with that.
With Mick Foley as the GM, we can see that happen a lot more on Monday Night Raw, where Stephanie wouldn't have done that, on the basis of her character. When Mick Foley was commissioner of the WWE way back in the day, he would always make the champions defend the title, even if they didn't feel like it. I can't say how many times Edge and Christian tried to get out of a title defense, but there are shenanigans, and Mick Foley would also always make them defend their title, rain or shine.
Right.
I'm just reading an article right now. It's about bringing in, new Did I just read Adam Rose? No, I didn't. New titles to the WWE programming, and at first,
Good.
from Ringside News, they said that WWE didn't have any plans on bringing new titles until after SummerSlam, but apparently that's shifted, and WWE is expected to make an announcement in the next week or two. This is just like something I was reading. I always like reading stuff right before. But we need to hurry this up because the pre-show is starting, and I don't want to make it where as soon as we end, the show starts. That way everyone can get some food. Next, we have New Day versus the Wyatt family. This will be the last time the Wyatt family will all be together. Braun Strowman went to Raw, and the other two-thirds of the Wyatt family are on SmackDown. New Day, obviously, with their case, Xavier Woods is getting what's it called? I don't know. I'm lost right now. No, I can't think of the word.
He seems to be getting like different from everybody else. He seems to be getting scared, petrified whenever you see Bray Wyatt.
Putting it, Bray Wyatt's like basically putting Xavier Woods in a trance. So there we go. There's the better word for it. I think again, this will be the first match that we see the Wyatt family back, except for that. I mean, I'm not including that compound match. That was not a match. I see the Wyatt family winning this, beating the New Day. And that's, the end of the Wyatt family, obviously.
Well, I'm going to toss out a wild stipulation here. I'm going to say Wyatt family. I think they're going to win. But is it possible that Bray Wyatt has finally gotten to Xavier Woods, and Xavier Woods is the one who turns and costs New Day the match?
No, because if they wouldn't have drafted them as a team just to break them up.
That's true. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, they could end up like bringing in Xavier Woods could turn on them, and then you have a feud between Xavier Woods and the rest of the New Day.
I mean, technically, you wouldn't be losing anything if you lose Xavier Woods. I mean, yeah, it's not the good old-fashioned New Day. I mean, it's just like Evolution without Randy Orton. Evolution was still Evolution, even though Randy Orton was kicked out.
Here's the difference,
so, I mean, we could just have them finish off.
Randy Orton won the world title. Triple H got jealous. They kicked him out. They were also a heel faction. So right now, the New Day's a face faction. They would also be losing probably the best person they have on the microphone. So I mean, that's just me. So you say New Day or Wyatt family? Andrew?
Wyatt family.
Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this one. I don't know, because I mean, I think it could kind of go either way, but I'm agree with you guys and say that the Wyatt family is going to win. I mean, I just think like it's like their last hurrah kind of thing, like you said, Blake.
Yeah. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Obviously, Kevin Owens got the first win at Payback, I want to say. Payback or Extreme Rules. He got the first win out of... Or it was Payback. He got the first win out of this rivalry on WWE taping or WWE main roster product. I think Sami Zayn will get this, and we will see this rivalry continue when there's a belt on the line, and Kevin Owens will win the belt from Sami Zayn, or he will retain from Sami Zayn. That's my prediction. So Sami Zayn will win this match.
Well, I mean, with Sami Zayn, I'm going to say Sami Zayn's going to win it. And that's because every time the Sami Zayn has been pitted up against Kevin Owens, whether it's on the main roster or whether or not it is NXT, with just the two of them, it's always been Owens. So I feel like it's about due for Sami Zayn to walk away with a win. As much as I want Kevin Owens to win, Sami Zayn will win.
And obviously, Kyle.
And yeah, I mean, I understand what you guys are saying, but I think Kevin Owens is going to come out on top of this one because I think after this, like, I want this. I mean, I love the feud as much as I love it, though. I want to see the feud end and Kevin Owens move on to bigger and better things, and I think that would work with like it where he can end being like the world title picture. I think after he wins this, that's my opinion. I think that could easily happen if he ends up like getting this to kind of propel him in that direction.
All
I'm
right.
gonna say Kevin Owens wins.
So now we have John Cena, Enzo, and Cass versus the Club. I honestly
Next time we'll see
think
the club.
Cena, Enzo, and Cass will win this match because if the Club were staying together, it'd be kind of easier to say, okay, well the Club could win this because of the fact that the Club has been beating up John Cena just about week in and week out. But since the Club is breaking up, it would make sense to have them lose and then be like, yeah, we're done with you, AJ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with that too because we did see before. Is that we already saw AJ Styles pick up a win, so I think they're going to have Cena win this one, and then they're going to have their third match at SummerSlam, kind of thing. That would make the most sense. So I'm going to agree with you and say Cena, Enzo, and Cass. But my question is, because the club is breaking up, do we see Finn Balor tonight at all? Maybe the Balor Club kind of thing, or no?
That's something that'll be answered tomorrow.
Okay.
That's way too hard to predict because we still don't know what's going on with what
Right.
they're wanting to do with Balor. Okay, Andrew.
I'm going to say John Cena, Enzo, and Cass.
Okay, so here's the main event. But before we get into the main event, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Our Twitter's at Realest Podcast, and our Facebook is at The Realest Podcast. Again, Twitter is at Realest Podcast, and Facebook is The Realest Podcast. Obviously, WWE Championship. Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Pretty big story here. Seth Rollins, who won the championship Monday, but ended in a draw. Then it was a big controversy, victory or loss, whatever or draw. And then Tuesday in SmackDown Live for the first edition of SmackDown Live, we had the WWE title on the line. Dean Ambrose was able to retain the title, which now it makes zero sense to have Seth Rollins in this triple threat match. That's just me. The odds are in favor of Dean Ambrose, followed by Seth Rollins, who's very, very close, about 30 points off, and then Roman Reigns is about 200 points off in the odds.
Jeez.
Obviously, the story is Roman Reigns returning from his suspension, and then obviously the Shield facing each other for the first time. So who do I think will win this match? It's very hard. It's obviously going to be between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Redemption.
The redemption story. Vince has it planned.
Like I said yesterday, in keeping it real, Dean Ambrose just won the title. Keep it on him because everyone is cheering for him. He's not getting booed. It might not be a stone cold, pop, but he's getting cheered for. He's not getting booed week in and week out like Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins would. Well, Seth Rollins would get, half and half. Roman Reigns is kind of getting every bit of booing. I can almost tell you this: Roman Reigns will enter that arena last. But Dean Ambrose winning this match, WWE title returns to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that one. And then I agree with you saying that, Ambrose wins it. But I know we're going to see Roman Reigns come out like a bat out of hell. He's going to be strong, beat everybody's ass, but he's definitely not walking with the title. And what will most likely happen also is that they will end up bringing back like the World Heavyweight title or something like that. We'll see a tournament for it. We'll see Rollins and Reigns be in the finals for that, reignite their feud kind of thing. That'll easily happen too. So it's kind of like a win-win situation for everybody if you have Ambrose come out on top.
All right, so you guys are predicting a World Heavyweight Championship on Raw and not on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. It would make the most sense.
You have to attract viewers to SmackDown. And having that title on SmackDown is one of the only ways. But Andrew, what do you think? I'm gonna
It's
have
hard.
to
I've been
say
saying
Randy Orton's gonna come in, RKO them all at one
yes,
time.
Randy Orton is gonna win.
You gonna cash
There's
your
no
money in the
doubt.
bank, boys?
Yeah,
All right.
whoever wins is gonna get RKO'd and it's over. Now, man, I've been saying since day one I think that Seth Rollins is gonna go away with it, but it's so hard, especially with Dean Ambrose just getting the title, and it's like I want Dean Ambrose to win. So
What is it,
I'm
Seth
gonna do a
Rollins?
toss up. I'm gonna say
Redemption.
man,
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. No, damn. I'll go with Seth Rollins.
All right.
Real.
So that is it from us with our prediction show. Obviously, we didn't do this. What's your out of all the card? We're not including the kickoff match, but what is your piss break match? And if anyone does not know what a piss break match is, it's basically our way saying the match that you're least interested in. I came up with the fact of saying that the worst match of the night is kind of harsh because they're not putting themselves into that situation. So we call it the piss break match. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Piss break match for me is Becky Lynch versus Natalya.
Real. Damn, man. Wait, can we
Becky
count
Lynch
pre-show?
versus Charlotte.
No pre-show. Because the pre-show is like
Damn it.
nobody does that. Come on.
No, it's like the
Alright,
funniest thing when I looked on WWE.com. It says Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
Yeah, that was kind of embarrassing.
I think my Pittsburgh match. I'm gonna say Rusev against Ryder. I'm not hyped for that match at all. I don't think it's gonna be good. It's
Stay
gonna be
hyped,
Seth
man.
Dominator or something like that. Yeah. Oh my god.
I can tell you what Andrew said. My piss break's gonna be the highlight reel because Randy Orton's gonna be on it, but he ain't wrestling, so I ain't gonna see it.
I would never say that about a Randy Orton match ever.
Imagine though if we see Mojo Rawley come out and help Ryder win.
Hi.
Could you imagine? You know, I
Oh
can
my
see
God.
that. That's possible. I didn't
Stay high.
know. That's possible, dude.
Yeah, so what's
my God.
your piss break?
Yeah, mine's Rusev and Ryder. What about you, Andrew?
My piss break. Man, I'm gonna say Becky Lynch versus Natalya.
Damn, man, come on.
Or Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
All right, so let's do something new here. What do you think, out of a scale of 1 to 10, what is this pay-per-view? What is it? Let's predict this.
Well, you know me, I'm always generous with my ratings, so I'll give them a 7.
With my Randy Orton.
Because of Randy Orton and Randy Orton alone.
I would have given
He's
it a
gonna
1,
RKO
but
Jericho.
I would have given it a
Jericho.
1, but Randy Orton's there, so I'm going to give it a 12.
What about you, Blake? You can rate us from 1 to 10.
I think it's going to be a 5.
All right, I'll go right in the middle and say a 6. Because I mean, I think it'll be good. Like I said, we don't have great matches. We have matches that'll be good. We have a few that will be great. Like
We have
my
a
match
potential
of the
seeing
night
good
easily will be
wrestling.
Zayn and Owens.
We have a potential of good.
Yeah, Zayn and
good
Owens will be
wrestling.
match. That's gonna be amazing.
Like I've said for a while, the only storyline that really interests me, and out of all of these, well, now 2, is Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and the other one being the fact that we get to see a surprise, so to speak, with Sasha Banks' partner, but that could still be a utter disappointment. But I think that's gonna do it for us, unless you guys have something you're wanting to say before we go.
Well, I was just curious on what you guys' like match of the night you think what it'll be. Because I'm curious on that. Because I know
Yeah,
mine will
match of the
definitely be
night.
Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens easily. That's gonna be great.
You know what? I'm actually going to go with the title match. I honestly think these
Really?
guys have that much chemistry together. They can do it. They can pull something out of their ass and pull match of the night. If they honestly can. There is no in between. Obviously, Reigns will get hated for everything he does. He could pull, like at Extreme Rules, he was doing some cool shit, and they were still, you still suck, you still suck.
Because it's true.
So I honestly think we could see that become or be the match of the night.
Okay. What about you, Andrew?
Kevin Owens versus Zayn.
No,
Yeah.
I was actually just joking. It's gonna be the highlight reel.
Just because Randy going to RKO Chris Jericho, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. You watch.
Oh man, as I'm wearing my I just got RKO'd by Orton shirt. I just got from WWE.com.
That's great.
Not sponsored, but we're gonna shout them out. But if you're wanting to sponsor us, we're open.
Oh yeah, always open any
I
sponsors.
felt like Mick Foley there. I gave it a little thumbs up as I said it.
We sponsored by Jimmy John's.
Sponsored by Chipotle. No, but I think it's going to do it for us again. We're going to be live immediately following Battleground with our thoughts and with the results.
watch
You guys
us.
are not able to watch it. But until then, also, like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And also hit that notification button. That way you know when we go live. That way you can listen in immediately after Battleground. Enjoy the event, guys. Don't do anything dumb, obviously, to some people that are going to be drinking. Everyone enjoy the event. Until next time, or until later tonight. Peace out.